if you're anything like me, maybe you remember coming home in the early 2000s to late 2010s after a long day of school, or even just staying home from school sick, and going on YouTube and watching these two guys on your timeline. Those were the good old days, for me, at least, and I think it was the second place where I learned my second cuss word, but yeah, that's not what this video is about. But rather, it's about a subsection of channels that they made that me and my sibling liked to watch because we were very into online animators. So this channel was called Shut Up Cartoons, made by made by the company behind Smosh, Defy Media. Not that Smosh was inherently, summoned by two, you get what I'm saying, but Shut Up Cartoons was basically a place where Ian and Anthony let a bunch of animators come in and host shows that they wanted to host, and basically made animated series about stuff they wanted to exist, I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of paraphrasing it, I'm kind of winging it, so please don't attack me if I got this wrong, but today I'm focusing on a specific cartoon from Shut Up Cartoons, being Oishi High School Battle. So, if you know me in real life, or if you've been watching some of my videos for a while, which I would be really surprised, but anyway, I'm pretty sure that you probably know that I am very into 2000s anime, because it's something that I grew up with, and kind of grew up not watching, but looking up to, I guess. Because it didn't occur to me that I could just pirate stuff without getting viruses, because I was too scared to, but that's not the point. But rather, let's get back to focus. So, I was very into anime, and every now and then I would see my sibling watching some of Oishi High School Battle, which I never watched until, a few months ago, actually. So, let's talk about it. Oishi High School Battle. Was it worth watching? Let's find out. So, here. I think you'll need this. Trust me. Starting with the title character, we have Oishi Kawaii, a girl who sports pink pigtails, a red outfit with a heart-shaped top, and 2 kunai for weapons. She's always ready to fight for her loved ones and anyone in general, which results in her getting the wrong idea about a lot of people's issues, since she thinks that they are sourced from literal demons and monsters. Aside from her 2 kunai, she also has, battle breasts, which can shoot lasers, punch people, multiply, hypnotize people by massaging their foreheads, crack knuckles, and open lockers. She's a pretty sweet girl with a single brain cell, so she's a fan favorite, you could say. I think she is. I didn't know what the hell to say after this, okay? But along with this, she has a lot of suitors since she's a very silly anime girl with big pigtails. She has one boy in particular that she really likes, Bobby Johnson, a boy who goes to the same school as her, and he doesn't get that much development from what I watched, but I do know that he plays guitar, and he gets traumatized by Oishi sending what's essentially monster fucker bait to him, so yeah. He also dies 2 years following this, so yeah. Actually, speaking of which, Oishi High School Battle is a pretty unique series from the rest of what Shut Up Cartoons has on its roster, and also just a lot of other spin-off anime in general, because it takes place in a literal, real-life, 3-dimensional high school. So, take that how you will. One of Oishi's main admirers is Rafe, who is a typical high school jock, and he goes as far as to ask nerds that he bullies what, quote-unquote, Japanese chicks like, because everyone knows that nerds are pranksters. A lot of the times, Rafe tries to get with Oishi a lot of times, and he'll fight for her attention on multiple occasions. He's a macho prankster who likes to pick on nerds and pick up quote-unquote bitches, and he dies in the first episode at the hands of, or tentacles, of Muka-sense. Now, let's talk about Muka-sense. Muka-sense is a pretty important character within Oishi High School Battle, seeing as he dates Oishi Kawaii, and even impregnates Muka-sense is a pretty important character within Oishi High School Battle, as he dates Oishi Kawaii throughout most of the series, or at least the first half of the series, and he even impregnates her at some point to ensure that survival of his species. He's a green monster with 8 eyes in Season 1, so aside from her suitors and her partner, Oishi has a lot of friends at her school. partially thanks to her dog Noodles, who can talk. He primarily speaks in Japanese, and he's loved by all the students around him, primarily who are girls. So he gets petted, he impregnates them, and consumes all of them, so yeah. He also pukes marshmallows because he's just so cute, so yeah. Noodles is the slapstick of this show whenever it comes to dangerous situations. One of Oishi's friends is named Tara, who gets impregnated by Noodles and gets into a variety of horrific situations. But despite it all, she's still Oishi's BFF forever and ever. And honestly, I love to see it. We need more people like this in the world. Finally, we have Ryuzu Kawaii, Oishi's father who was fired from demon slaying and a variety of other jobs he tried to pick up in Earth. He sports a spiky black updo and many different jobs. And he also tries to get with women on several different occasions, since his main characteristic is being an alcoholic deadbeat dad. So, okay, that's the cast of Season 1 of Oishi High School Battle. What's next? So, the season starts off pretty strong with Oishi starting her high school life on Earth, with Rife asking her out. Oishi explains to him that she has a boyfriend, and Rife declares his love for her samurai style after asking the weeaboo how to pick up, quote-unquote, how to pick up Japanese girls. Following this, Mika-sen finds out and has a Dance Revolution in battle with him, to which he wins, as he's a tentacle monster from hell. And episode 1 features the song Scream for My Ice Cream by Blood on the Dance Floor, so naturally I felt kind of uncomfortable and like taking the bottle. So other than that, the rest of the season is pretty okay. Nothing really happens until the finale of season 1, in which Oishi's dad tries to move out, and they end up staying on Earth, so yay. One of my favorite episodes of season 1 was Detention, since it took the concept of detention and basically mixed it up with time traveling, basically keeping Oishi trapped in time forever, and I don't know, I love the way they spun the concept of detention. So basically, Oishi gets in trouble for bringing Noodles to school with her, and she keeps traveling back in time to the moment that caused this. For context, I'm pretty sure Oishi can't, be without Noodles, or else, hell on Earth would happen. So the principal, kind of gets on her ass for it, and she's like, I have to have Noodles or else you'll all die. And then hell on Earth happens in the sense that I'm pretty sure a time loop is opened where she's stuck in detention. And for context, the moment that caused this was Noodles eating a bird that's flying in midair. I think my favorite scene is the final scene where Oishi just tells Noodles to not grab the bird and just decides to eat the bird instead. And Oishi's teacher slips on a banana peel and there's a funny sound, so yeah.
No pets, take him.
So, my takeaways from season 1. The fan service is hella heavy in season 1, and Oishi is super annoying and cries a lot, like Usagi from Sailor Moon. Sorry, Sailor Stans. I wasn't expecting that much for season 2, but I overall thought season 1 was pretty silly, but what I didn't expect was the massive changes that came with season 2. So, story-wise, this season started off really strongly for Oishi High School Battle, and the animation changed as well from what appears to be hand-drawn to puppet rigging, which is super cool, and it looks a lot better in my opinion too. Oishi was yeah, I already said that. There have also been a lot less errors thanks to changing the rigging, so aside from that, Oishi's character has also kind of calmed down a lot and become a lot more wiser compared to the way she was in season 1. And that's also in the sense that her priorities for high school are set straight, and she realizes that it's not a literal battlefield. I mean, characteristically, she's still a little bit naive, but aside from that, she's grown a lot. We could also see a lot more of Oishi's dad's shenanigans in this season, and I mean, we saw some of them in season 1, but we get to know Ryuzu a lot more as a character in this season. So, the main plot is that Noodles' offspring are trying to take over the world with their cuteness, and also they kept breeding with humans so that their species could survive. The main villain of the season is Noodles' child, banh mi, which is a type of Vietnamese bread, but the pronunciation at the end is changed to banh mi. Banh mi and Noodles' offspring were sick of not getting as much attention as their father got, so they decide to start committing crimes and being little shits, and it does work. And while this is going on, Tara is in the hospital not only from giving birth to Noodles' children by having her head explode, but also by being attacked by whatever you would call this. Since Tara is in so much pain, Oishi talks to her and, it shows her that she's there for her, and Tara requests that she makes sure that no one has to endure the pain that she suffered. And once Oishi and Noodles return to school, they discover that this is exactly what happens. Because I'm pretty sure all of Noodles' children took after their father by impregnating everyone's head. So they kill every last one of Noodles' children. So Rafe comes back and he decides to revive banh mi after finding him dead on the ground, thinking that he's Noodles, because he thinks it'll get Oishi to bang him, according to How to Get Chicks to Bang You book. Certified, by the way.
Hey, so also the audio from the episode got clipped from how loud it is, so I'm putting it here, because it's funny to me.
Oishi! Oishi! What? Oishi, I wrote a pretty song for you. Oishi! Dude, it's Oishi's weird-ass little dog thing. No. Nope. Sweet.
But he takes banh mi to the pet hospital, and it's there that he's revived with an elderly man's voice. So now Oishi has to kill banh mi, now calling himself banh mi, with her ultimate superpower, which is unlocked by true love, which apparently is Rafe. And it's basically just laser beams shooting out of her with cute things. So that's season 2. I think it's, story-wise, it's improved a lot. I love that it was consistent. As in, I love that there was a consistent storyline, but yeah. There was a lot of stuff from season 2 that that made me excited for season 3, but I wasn't really fond of Rafe since he was just kind of tossed in there in the finale, which might have just been the point of that, but that doesn't change my opinion. I was wondering if banh mi would make a return in season 3, but I don't remember him doing that, but yeah. So, season 3 takes place in space after Oishi Kawaii prank calls an old demon he had beef with, and following this, said demon takes a bite.
Was that the bite of 87?
Out of the location of the school and spits it into space. So now, Oishi and her friends have classmates and teachers who are aliens who either fuck up people's lives or fuck up people's lives. Rafe spends most of season 3 cheating on Oishi with a variety of other aliens, and Muka-sen becomes an important character because of this, since he wants to date Oishi again. Muka-sen spends most of his time trying to prove that Rafe is cheating on Oishi, while most of Oishi's classmates are getting killed by aliens in toxic friendships, or making new friends. The end of season 3 has a Hunger Games-esque plot to it, that's held by 3 nerds who Muka-sen and Ryuzumi after Muka-sen asks them for advice on how to get over Oishi. Actually, no, Muka-sen asks Oishi's dad for the advice, but yeah. So Ryuzu takes him to a bar, and apparently these nerds are the hot guys of Oishi High School Battle.
Okay, so correction. The nerds weren't at the bar, they were on a planet that Oishi's high school crashed into dedicated to douchebags. The douchebags are supposed to be the hot guys of Oishi High School Battle.
You know, reading this now, I'm not sure if they just called themselves that, and that flew over my head, or if it was genuine. I don't know. Anyway, they hold a competition for one person to have sex with them, and it's supposed to be kind of like a one-off battle. Like, everyone's in the field, they all have to kill each other. The last person standing gets to have with them. So, yeah. Oishi refuses to kill anyone during her competition and just tries to survive, basically. Well, Rafe has a threesome with 2 other girls and tries to get with as many people as he possibly can. So I don't really remember that much from this season, but I honestly didn't really like Season 3 that much compared to Season 3. Rafe and Oishi do eventually end up stranded together while being chased by space mutants, which Muka-sense pulls a Chad move by luring these mutants to their death and being a sacrifice. These 3 are the last ones standing, and Oishi declares to all the nerds,
I know you can see me. I'm not going to kill Rafe or Muki, so it looks like you'll have to have with all of us.
And this is where Muka-sense proves to Oishi that Rafe was cheating. And Oishi kills Rafe, and that's the end of Oishi High School Battle. Or is it? There was supposed to be another season, or spin-off to Oishi High School Battle, titled Oishi Demon Hunter, and if this sounds off-scripted, it is. But from what I've read, and from what I've researched, it appears to be a series where Oishi tries to kind of have a serious life where she's not demon hunting, but she has a normal job. It looks like there's themes of robots, and stuff. I haven't seen much of Rafe or Muka-sense in this one. So Oishi has to basically prove at some point that Noodles is quote-unquote an emotional support animal, so that, like, she can bypass it, so that the world doesn't get fucked up. And then Ryuzu Kawaii tries to get with the person who kind of was scolding or lecturing Oishi. I think her boss? Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but either way, this program sadly was never fully released because the app that it was running on was shut down. Along with this, Defy Media just shut down Oishi High School Battle as a whole until the fan base basically bullied them back into re-uploading them. Defy Media got shut down soon after, and we don't really know much about Oishi High School Battle now. Okay, so this is something I just remembered, and I'm gonna try to do a rundown as fast as possible. Oishi Origins. Oishi Origins is kind of like a, it's like a prequel to Oishi High School Battle. It shows Oishi's life in space and her old high school, and kind of how she got Noodles as a pet. Okay, so the main plot is that Oishi is worried that she's gonna get a bad partner or pet partner thing because her dad is embarrassing her, which apparently in this universe means that you're gonna get a shitty sidekick. So I think Ryuzu realizes this and, like, at some point decides to, like, fight for Oishi, and, like, he decides to do something while he's drinking on the job, and it ends up causing Oishi to have a really, really good pet. So I think that's, after that, Oishi's dad gets fired, and then they move to Earth. Yeah, the end, bye. Do I still like Smosh? Yeah, they hold a special place in my heart, since they kind of raised me in a way. I mean, that's not to say I grew up entirely on the internet, but I think it's obvious that I grew up very heavily with it in my life. Okay, so I know it's the end of the video, and I don't know how long I could record this for, because my phone's gonna die, but it's a quick rant. I love Oishi High School Battle, and I love Smosh, but something I noticed is that, like, a lot of kids really liked Oishi High School Battle and, like, would defend it and stuff, which is really, really super frustrating to me, especially considering that Blood on the Dance Floor, which, if you didn't know, has a child predator with, like, several allegations against him, singing the intro. I mean, it's frustrating that so many kids like this because liked Oishi High School Battle because not just because of Blood on the Dance Floor's involvement, but also because the anime itself has a lot of fan service and a lot of sexual jokes, a lot of references to sex and, like, sex off screen, but also, like, a lot of gore and stuff in it. And you know what? I know that it was the 2010s, 2000s. I know it was, like, a product of its time, but that doesn't excuse the fact that multiple, like, kids were exposed to this shit and were probably, like, Smosh had a big platform, and a big portion of it was children and young audiences, so I don't know, I wish there was a bit better moderation behind this anime, or I wish at least it was, like, not hosted on a platform that was made by Defy Media, which is connected to Smosh. So, I don't know, I just wanted to rant about that really quickly. If you have any other anime topics that you would like me to dive into, feel free to let me know down below, and if you want to see more stuff like this, animation memes, speed paints, story times, whatever, sometimes vlogs, just feel free to subscribe. Leave a like on the video, and if you wish to financially support me, you can buy me a commission on my Ko-Fi, or you can buy me a coffee on there. Either way, they're both appreciated. So, either way, thank you for watching, and have a good day.